I'm Jenna, and I have a little shoulder mobility plan for us today. These can be some moves that if they feel really good, you might pick one and implement that into like a daily shoulder stretch. A lot of this is going to be stretching this way, which will be stretching a lot of the muscles around the inner upper back and the shoulder blades. And then we'll be doing a lot of stretches that open this way, which is stretching a lot of the pecs, the teres minor, and a lot of the front anterior deltoids. So we're going to get started first. Just as always, I like to, before I stretch a muscle, I like to just lubricate it a little bit and activate. So we're just going to do a gentle activation by coming onto your hands and knees. Also, I should mention, you're going to need a strap or a belt or something like that. So you can use a strap, you can use a belt, you can even use a towel if you want. You can use anything that's going to just be firm and taut when you try to pull it apart. A dog leash would work fine too. So come onto your hands and knees, bring your hands shoulder width distance, spread your fingers. And now for a moment, turn the eyes of the elbows towards one another. So you feel this rolling in of your shoulders. So if you were to bend your elbows, they come straight out right and left. And then go ahead and bend your elbows so they come straight out right and left. And then now, keeping the elbows bent, draw the front of your ribs in, hug the elbows in towards one another, keeping the elbows bent. Press into your thumb and your pointer finger, and then straighten the arms with the eyes of the elbows pointing forward. Now again, roll the elbows in, so the eyes of the elbows are facing each other. Bend the elbows out right and left. Hug the elbows in while they're bent. Ground into every finger as you press back up. And do a couple of rounds like that, just rolling the elbows in these big circles. Keep the front of the ribs in towards the back of the ribs as you do this. And don't overthink it too much. You're just making big circles with the elbows. And then switch directions. Elbows bend straight back. Then while they're bent, curve them out right and left, and then straighten the arms. Roll the elbows forward, bend the elbows straight back, roll them out right to left, and press up. And then just take a couple of those. You should feel already just a little slight warmth building in the shoulders. Okay. Now straighten your arms, pause in the center. Now we're going to take what's called thread the needle. So I'm going to reach your right arm up. So you feel a slight activation in that muscle behind your right shoulder blade. And now thread it underneath your left ribs, reaching all the way to your left, bend that left elbow. Now again, reach that right arm up, pressing into your left arm. And then thread it underneath you, hovering the arm above the mat. So again, we're just warming up first, reaching the arm up. Now this time as you reach over to your left, place that right shoulder down and your right ear down to the mat. Now, crawl your right fingers forward, draw your right hip a little bit back. A more advanced variation here can be taking your right hand to the low back and actually using that like a weight to roll the right shoulder a little more down towards your left tricep there. Pressing a little bit into the back of the left hand will deepen the stretch as well. Relax the feet. Relax your head down. Now if you've taken that right hand to your low back, bring the hand to the floor and then press into your right hand to reach the left arm up. Feel any space you might have created there and then bring the hand back down to the mat. I'm always amazed in that pose at how good it feels to reach the arm back up. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Reach your left arm up, reach back, and then thread it underneath your right ribs and hover the arm above the mat. Again, reach that left arm up to the ceiling, up and back. Left shoulder blade hugs your ribs, and then thread it underneath you, reaching to your right. Last time, reaching up and back, and then threading it underneath you, this time placing the shoulder and your ear down to the mat. Crawl your right fingers forward. If you want to take that deeper variation, you can take your right hand to your low back and then try to drop that right shoulder a little down towards your left tricep. Just adding a little additional weight there, opening up that left shoulder blade now. And then we'll bring your hand down onto the floor. Use it to reach the left arm back up to the ceiling. And then bring both your hands back down onto the floor. Now from here, we'll come into a seat position. So if it doesn't feel comfortable for you to sit on the floor or cross-legged, then you can go ahead and come to a chair or stand up. You can do this standing as well. Now, is this what I planned next? Yeah, okay, cool. I work much better with a plan. Cactus your arms out to the side so your elbows are like a goalpost, and then hook the right arm underneath your left and hold on to your outer shoulder blades. Now, if you have a lot of shoulder mobility to begin with, you might double wrap and wrap your forearms as well, twisting like ropes, bringing your palms together. I'm going to show you this variation today. From here, I kind of like wiggling my hands closer and closer towards one another, towards my shoulder blades, and maybe you might even catch a hold of your shoulder blades. And now from here, just lift your elbows a little bit up, and then breathe all the air out as you round your elbows in and down, tuck the chin in towards your chest. Now we'll do that 2 more times, inhaling to lift a little bit up, and then exhale to wrap down. 1 more time, lifting up, and then wrapping in and down. Now slowly come back up. Keep the arms crossed and just do little circles with your elbows to the right, and little circles with your elbows to the left. And then we'll switch sides. Cross the left arm on the bottom, either hugging your outer shoulders, or you can wrap your arms like ropes, palms come to touch. Hold on to the shoulder blades if you can, wiggling your arms closer and closer, but it's fine if your elbows are quite wide still. Now from here, lift the elbows up, breathe and look up. And then breathe out as you round in, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe in to lift up. And then breathe out to look down as you round. 1 more time, lifting up and rounding down. This is my dog. I forgot to close the door. And then come back up. Release the arms. Oh, sorry. Keep the left arm on the bottom. Let's do those little elbow circles. My bad. And then to the other side. So, okay, now release them. Now take the hands behind you on the floor. Turn the fingers in towards you. Bend the knees. Take the feet flat onto the floor. If this is too much in your wrist, then turn the fingers a little bit out. If you have really tight shoulders, you might turn the fingers a little bit out too. Now press into your feet, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, and then slowly lower the hips down. And I'll just do 2 more like that. Lifting up, maybe let the head fall back if that feels okay in your neck, or keep the chin tucked in, and then lower down. 1 more time, pressing up into the feet, into your hands, lift up, press into your knuckles, your fingertips, and then lower down. Great. Now from here, we'll come up to stand and find a piece of wall in your house, some piece of wall where you can make those goalpost arms. And we'll come to stand as close to the wall as you can with your back up against the wall. So heels can come up against the wall if that's available for you. If you have a bigger butt, then it might push you a little away from the wall. So you might just move the heels a little away from the wall. Take your arms into that goalpost position that we were doing before. And now from here, take the back of your head up against the wall. Press the back of your ribs into the wall. Now this might be really hard already if you are very tight in your shoulders. Now we're going to do some shoulder slides, so try to take the arms up, keeping the arms and the back ribs in contact with the wall. The arms don't have to straighten all the way, but try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then slide the arms down and wide, try to keep the back ribs against the wall. And breathe, take the arms up, back ribs into the wall, and lower down. I'll tell you a secret of yoga teachers. Half the time, maybe not half, but a lot of the time when we're telling you to breathe, it's because we need to. Man, okay, do 2 more like this. If this feels hard, that's good. Try to do it every day. And then relax. Shake out your arms a little bit. Now take a hold of whatever that strap is that you chose for yourself. If you have a strap, a belt, whatever. Take your hands on the strap significantly wider than shoulder distance. If you're using a belt and there's a buckle, you might want to hold the buckle so there's not a metal buckle flying through the air. And now try to pull the strap apart, and for a moment, look at your hands. Talk the pinky edge of your hands towards your wrists. So I'll show you what that looks like close up. So we're moving the pinkies out. So your thumbs are moving away from each other. So the forearms and the wrists are all in one line. Now try to pull the strap apart, lift the arms up above your head. I'm out of the frame. Let the arms move slowly back. If you need to slide your hands wider, go ahead, but try to keep the chin back. Don't let the head fall forward. Lift the arms up and over your head, and then drop the hands down in front of you. And we'll continue doing that a few times, just wrapping, and you can start to move a little bit faster, or move the hands closer as you go. But try to keep your body in like a plank position, so the core is still a little bit fired up. And the next time that your arms are up, hold them there, tuck the pinkies away again so the thumbs move away from each other. Side bend to your right. Press into your left foot, come through center, and side bend to your left. Come through center. Now round forward, keeping the strap, your biceps between your ears, or your ears between your biceps, and then round over to your right until you come to a side bend, rock your chest back, and then round side bend over to your left, round forward, and now take these big circles. And you might start to take the strap more into sort of like a martial arts feel. But keep both feet grounded on the floor, and then switch directions. Nice. And then we'll relax. You can move the strap to the side. And now we'll find a stance, interlace the hands at your low back. We're not going to straighten the arms. Keep the elbows bent. Bring both hands to your right hip. And then drop the right ear towards your right shoulder. Relax your jaw. Close your eyes. Breathe. Drop the chin just a little towards your shoulder or the floor. Breathe. Keep the jaw relaxed so you stretch all the way up to your ear and your neck. Up towards the ceiling. Rock the chin up. Bring your head back through center. Switch sides. Grip over to your left hip. Left ear to your left shoulder. Relax the jaw. Close your eyes. Even relax the tongue. Rock the chin towards the floor. Oscillate the chin up towards the ceiling. And then bring the head back through center. Now from here, depending on how tight your shoulders are, you can keep the hands interlaced and straighten the arms, or you can take your strap, and that's the variation I'm going to show, and interlace and take the hands on the strap with the fingers pointing towards you. So you want the fingers on the inside, thumbs, I don't know, fingers on the inside. Do you know what I mean? I showed you. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider. Bend your knees. Straighten your arms. And then start to forward fold, taking the arms up and away from your low back. Now, once your arms are up and away from your low back, if you want to focus on the shoulders today, keep your knees bent. If you want to get a little stretch in your hamstrings, start to straighten your arms and straighten your legs and shift your weight forward. Now from here, keeping the arms in this shoulder stretch, just lift the shoulders away from the floor and then move the shoulders further down, hands towards the floor behind you. Nice. Just freeing up some space in your neck, move the shoulders away from the ears. And then bend the knees a lot. Try to pull the strap or your fingers apart and then release down to the floor. Bring the hands to the hips and press into your feet. Come all the way up. And heel toe your feet back together. And now we'll come to a seat. So come to sit down on the floor. We'll do two more stretches. We're at 14 minutes. That's probably pretty good. Hands behind you, fingers pointing towards you, just like tabletop position. Feet flat on the floor. But now we'll lift the hips up and move them forward towards your heels and drop them down. And bend your elbows straight back behind you. This is called mongoose pose. You should feel pretty intense stretch in the fronts of your shoulders. So bend the elbows only as much as you feel comfortable. You don't want to feel any burning or sharp pinching sensations. Come out of the stretch if you feel that. And then slowly we'll come all the way back and release your arms. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this last one. I think that that's probably good for now. I'll just put out another additional shoulder stretch video, but this is a good amount of stretching for your shoulders. 15 minutes is more than enough. I would say if any of these felt really good, then keep that. Use maybe 1 or 2 every day. You don't have to go this hard in your shoulders every single day, but we do hold a lot of stress and tension there. We tend to, when we're sitting or stressed, draw the shoulders up by the ears, so hopefully this is helpful for you. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in some of my other videos. Bye.